Gambit Prime Role Perk Guide Destiny 2 Season of the Drifter. Gambit has evolved. Choose your role: Reaper, Sentry, Collector, Invader. You Destiny the game at Destiny the game. In order to get the armor you want, you'll need to play Gambit Prime and perform actions under the specific role, which will grant you one of 4 consumables. You can take those. If you can't decide which role you want to be, we've put together this handy guide to help you figure out which Gambit Prime Guardian you are. The Sentry is all about guarding the bank and protecting the team. Kill any of the take. Are you the one that likes to gather up the motes while the rest of your team mows down enemies? No longer are you the. If you just like to kill things, there's a place for you on a Gambit Prime team. The Reaper is for the Invader is all about entering the opposing team's side and halting their progress. In Gambit Prime, every role is essential to Gambit Prime, but that doesn't mean you can't mix and match. With the better defined, if you want to get more insight on what's happening in the Destiny 2 Season of the Drifter, just ahead of its launch. In addition to which Gambit Prime role will you be taking on?
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.